Prometheus, the titan who stole fire from the gods. In the ancient world, stories were more than entertainment. They were how people understood the universe. Long before science and philosophy, myth gave meaning to the forces that shaped human life. And among the many stories told in ancient Greece, few were as powerful as the myth of Prometheus, the titan who dared to challenge the gods themselves. According to Greek legend, Prometheus stole fire from Olympus and gave it to humanity. It was a single act of defiance, but one that would forever change the relationship between gods and mortals. For the Greeks, this was not just a story about fire. It was a story about knowledge, about rebellion, and about the price of progress. To understand the story of Prometheus, we must return to a time long before the reign of Zeus. In the beginning, according to Greek myth, the world was ruled by the Titans, powerful and ancient beings born from the earth itself. Among them were Oceanus, Hyperion, Atlas, and Prometheus. Unlike many of other titans, Prometheus was known not for his strength, but for his intelligence. His name itself means forethought. He was said to possess a rare gift among the immortals, the ability to see possibilities before they happened. While many of the titans ruled through force, Prometheus watched the world with curiosity. And it was during this time that humanity first appeared. Some versions of the myth say that Prometheus himself helped shape the first humans from clay. He molded them carefully, forming their bodies in the image of the gods. But these early humans were fragile creatures. They had no tools, no protection against the cold, no way to defend themselves against the darkness of night. Compared to the immortal gods, they were helpless. And yet Prometheus saw something in them that the other gods didn't. He saw potential. After the great war between the Titans and the Olympian gods, a conflict known as the Titanomachy, Zeus rose to power as ruler of the cosmos. The new king of the gods was powerful, ambitious, and determined to keep control over both gods and mortals. Zeus allowed humanity to exist, but he kept them weak. He believed that too much power in the hands of mortals could threaten the order of the world, and so the gods kept certain gifts for themselves. The greatest of these was fire. Fire meant warmth. Fire meant tools. Fire meant the beginning of civilization. Without it, humanity would remain forever dependent on the gods. Prometheus disagreed. One of the earliest conflicts between Prometheus and Zeus began during a gathering of gods and humans at a place called Mechone. There Prometheus prepared a sacrifice, dividing an ox into two portions. In one pile he placed the meat, but hid it beneath the unpleasant stomach lining of the animal. In other pile he placed only bones, but covered them with shining layers of fat so that they looked rich and appealing. Then he asked Zeus to choose which portion the gods would receive. Zeus chose the pile that looked more beautiful, the bones wrapped in fat. Realizing that he had been tricked, the king of the gods grew furious. From that moment on, Zeus decided to punish humanity for Prometheus' deception, and his punishment was simple. He took away fire from the world. Without fire, humanity returned to darkness. Nights became long and cold. Food couldn't be cooked. Tools couldn't be forged. Civilization itself seemed impossible. Prometheus watched as humans struggled to survive, and finally he made a decision. If the gods would not help humanity, he would. According to the myth, Prometheus climbed secretly to Mount Olympus. There he approached the chariot of the sun, the place where divine fire burned eternally. From that secret flame he stole a single spark. To hide it from the gods, he placed the fire inside a hollow stalk of fennel. Then he carried it down from Olympus and gave it to humanity. For the first time, people held the power of fire in their hands. The darkness began to fade, and the age of human progress began. But the gods always discover what mortals try to hide. When Zeus learned that Prometheus had stolen fire and given it back to humanity, his anger was terrible. He would punish both the Titan and the humans he had helped. First, Zeus created a new being, the first woman. Her name was Pandora. She was sent to the world carrying a mysterious container. When Pandora opened it, countless hardships escaped into the human world. Sickness, sorrow, labor, and death. But Zeus wasn't finished. He also prepared the punishment for Prometheus himself. Prometheus was captured by the servants of Zeus and taken to a remote mountain in the far north of the world. There he was chained to a massive rock. Because Prometheus was immortal, he couldn't die. Instead, Zeus sent a great eagle to torment him. Every day the eagle descended from the sky and devoured Prometheus' liver. And every night, because he was a god, the wound healed and the liver grew back. The punishment would begin again the next morning. Day after day, year after year. For the Greeks, this image became one of the most powerful symbols in their mythology. The eternal suffering of a rebel who dared to challenge divine authority. According to later versions of the myths, Prometheus didn't remain imprisoned forever. Many years later, the hero, Heracles, known to the Romans as Hercules, passed through the region during one of his journeys. Seeing the suffering Titan, Heracles too came with his bow. He shot the eagle from the sky and broke the chains that bound Prometheus to the mountain. In this way, the long punishment finally came to an end. But the story of Prometheus had already become something larger than a myth. For the ancient Greeks, Prometheus was more than a titan. He represented the dangerous power of knowledge. The fire he gave to humanity allowed civilization to grow, but it also carried consequences that could never be undone. Perhaps that is why the story has survived for thousands of years. Because even today humanity continues to wrestle with the same question the myth once asked. What is the true cost of progress? And if knowledge is a kind of fire, who should control it?